Hello everyone, I'm King John VI, and I'm going to do an interesting episode on Imperialism 2 today. What I'm going to be looking at is whether or not Culverins can be effective in attacking the old world early. Now there are obviously diplomatic consequences to this, both for minor and major nations. But nevertheless, we're going to look and see if it can be done. Now, I'm also going to be doing this test on old world miners' military strength being strong. Now, I do this because this is the typical game setting that makes the most sense for multiplayer. If you do it on any other setting, it becomes too easy for the human players to take out the old world. So we're going to be trying to see if Culverins can be effective in the early game against a minor nation where the old world military strength is strong. So what I've done, I've set this up, frankly, for a little while here so that we can immediately access an attack on our friendly neighborhood in Germany. We're playing as Portugal, and we're going to be trying to attack Germany. Now, in order for this to work, in order to even build culverins, you're very likely going to have to get a source of tin and copper in the game, or use all of your tin and copper in building them. So if you just are using your bronze, you could probably get 3, maybe 4 culverins early, but it's a lot of your manpower. So I'm going to be doing the first test here with 2 culverins to see how well it can do. And what I've also done, and I'm just assuming we're really going to go all in here, I've built a couple of Lancers and a couple of Pikemen. Alright, so we're using fairly early technology. Lancers are immediately available at higher tech starts, but they're also pretty quickly available, as in the first 10 turns or so, if you choose that technology. So we're going to go with that and see how they do. So what we're going to do, we're going to attack Bremen. We're going to see how the AI plays it. So this is essentially a test to see how like a multiplayer game would go if you decided to attack using the auto combat. And then we're going to do a comparison test, which is to see how we do if we were instead to wait and build light artillery, that is the horse artillery. Now, in order to do this test properly, I also think we ought to look at the horse artillery stats versus the culverin stats. Now again, horse artillery is a tech level above the culverin, so it's going to be better. First of all, it moves and attacks. It's got 2 additional range, which is really important here, because it can knock out a lot more segments of walls if it needs to, which can allow your cavalry and infantry to get in. But really the biggest thing here is that it has the ability to move and attack. But Culverin seems strong on its surface, right? It's got a firepower of 8, and it's got range 5, so in the corners it should be able to hit some walls. So let's see how we do, and let's see if Culverins could be viable in attacking the old world. Okay, so here we go. We're going to auto-deploy, and then we're going to auto-attack. So let's see how this goes. First, easy test here with the horse artillery. We should win this, but let's give it a try. Let's lock in the auto-play mode and see how the AI does. Now intelligently, we're going to see that they move the horse artillery into the corners, and they're going to hit the walls. This is the smart thing to do. The AI defenders can't really get close without getting hit by the artillery, so they're going to wait. Now once there's a breach, we're going to see the artillery move in along with the cavalry and infantry. They're going to take a beating as they move in, but they're almost certainly going to be able to get through here. We'll see how they do. Alright, they've hit the cannon, the fort's now gone, and it's just cleaning up the archers at this point. And in fact, the defenders start the retreat. So there we go. A quick and easy victory with a group of horse artillery. And now, the true test that we all want to know about. How do we do with Culverins? Unfortunately, it looks like a couple extra defenders moved in, but they're almost dead. So we'll see if we can still win this. So again, the AI is going to be smart. They're going to move the Culverin into the corners to try and take out a walls to make a breach. And this is the only way you can do it. So let's see if we can get in. So the defenders are going to move in. Now the biggest problem here is that the heavy artillery emplacement is going to absolutely pulverize those Culverins. They're never going to get a shot. And look what happens. Look at this. Immediate retreat. Oh, what a disaster. The AI is just not confident enough to storm the walls when they can't get any hits on the artillery. And that's a huge, huge difference between the horse artillery and the Culverins. So even though we seemed like we could have won that battle if it was a manual, we weren't able to on the auto attack. Okay, so now I have another test here. We're going to look at whether or not 4 Culverins can do it. Now this would be a huge investment, both in manpower and in terms of just bronze. I mean, you'd exhaust more than your whole treasury. You'd have to buy some tin and copper, I think, to do this. In order to get the Lancers and the Pikemen and all these Culverins, I mean, I think you'd be bankrupting yourself trying to do this, but we're going to see if it works. So we're going to attack Brunswick here now. Again, this is the starting, unupgraded, no additional defenses, old world province. So let's see how this goes. With not 1, not 2, but 4 Culverins. Let's see if the autoplay can win this. So as usual, the AI is going to move to the corners to start the assault on the walls and make a breach. The carnage. Okay, so now with 4, it looks like the forces are willing to move in here. So that's a good sign. But we've already got a Lancer down. And they still have not broken the fort. It's looking rough. They're getting bottled up. Okay, here we go. The fort's down. It's going to be close. Ooh, there's another Lancer that's almost down here. Oh my goodness. Even with 4 Culverins. It's all... This is going to be a squeaker. You've got 2 pikemen against 2 bowmen and a pikeman at the end here. And it looks like the attackers will manage to win just barely. But I wonder if that's worth it. Oh wait, no. No, they didn't win. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. They lost. That was a that was a defender pikeman that was alive at the end there. So they still lost, even with 4 Culverins. Oh my goodness. What a disaster. So that would mean you would need a larger army than 2 pikemen, 2 lancers, and 4 Culverins just to take one minor province, not even a capital province. I think this test is going to pretty well conclusively show it is not efficient to attack the old world with culverins in the beginning of the game. Horse artillery, great. Once you get there, you can break in. There's going to be diplomatic consequences to that. There's going to be all sorts of other consequences to that. But trying to attack with culverins, not going to work. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I think this is it's been an interesting test, and we'll try and do some more videos in the future.